Mark Claire here for Bounding into Comics. Guys, I gotta be honest. This one, I'm gonna tell you my honest reaction to this article from Spencer Pakuli over at boundingintocomics.com. You can get the link in the description of this video. And be sure to hit that subscribe button and ding that little notification bell so you don't miss any of the great content here from the Bounding Into Comics team. But if you head over to Bounding Into Comics and check out this article from Spencer, the headline pretty much says it all. Disney officially reveals The Mandalorian and Grogu as the title of Dave Filoni's Star Wars film and confirms development on Ahsoka. You're supposed to say Ahsoka. I don't know. You know why I don't know? Because I don't watch the show. So maybe I'm not the best commentator on this, but I'm going to comment anyway. You know why I'm not the best commentator on this? Because there's a lot of people that love Dave Filoni and love his work. I think there's generational Star Wars fans. There's fans like me that grew up in the 80s when Star Wars, was still coming out. 83 is when Return of the Jedi came out. Obviously, I was probably 3 years old then. Don't think I saw it in the theater, but I was watching these movies in the 80s before any of the prequel stuff, before any of the Dave Filoni cartoons, before any of this other stuff. So I have no real particular affinity for it or anything like that. So I think a lot of the fans of Dave Filoni through that work are a little more excited just to see his name attached to anything. Me, as far as Dave Filoni stuff goes, I enjoyed the first season of The Mandalorian. And that's pretty much where my thoughts end, because since then, unfortunately, what was a pretty decent Star Wars feeling show in the beginning turned into merchandising for Grogu. And there's so many things I hate about that. I didn't hate the character itself, a little Yoda-esque creature with some force powers. That's all well and good. That seems wonderful. But now it's literally just marketing for a toy for Grogu. And there are so many things, again, that I hate about this character and how they're using it. The entire season 2 of The Mandalorian was essentially just a series of adventures where while the Mandalorian Din Djarin is going to deliver Grogu to, finish his Jedi training, we're just on a series of side quests, and some of them were entertaining, some of them were decent. I didn't hate the second season, but I couldn't even handle the third season. It just completely flew off the map, felt very directionless to me, and I just could not get into the story. So to say I'm not excited about this movie going in would be an understatement, to say the least. But the title, this is my actual reaction. I tweeted this article out and I said, this title literally makes me want to vomit. And it does, because I just can't stand the use of the Grogu marketing everywhere. And frankly, the name itself just continues to bother me. The name Grogu itself, yes, it continues to bother me. Why? Because there's this franchise called Dragon Ball Z. My son's pretty into it. And there's a character called Goku. It's the biggest character. Everyone knows Goku. Grogu just feels too darn close to that. And it's always bothered me for that particular reason. And I just don't like the name. It's not interesting. And frankly, the character's not interesting. It was interesting in the beginning when you had a little baby Yoda with some force powers helping out. But that's all the character's ever really been. And to me, there's not much development with this character. We're now just making The Mandalorian and various other franchises to sell this toy. Why? Because that's what Disney does. They're here. They're a merchandising company, a franchising company, a marketing company, but they're not a good storytelling company, at least not under Bob Iger and his acquisition of the Star Wars properties, the Marvel properties. Perhaps in the beginning, well, never really with Star Wars, perhaps in the beginning of the MCU before Disney really fully took control of things. And here we are. So to say I'm not excited about it, I wanted to scroll down this article because it really did summarize how I was feeling when I was reading this. It says, in a status update that may come as either mildly exciting or excruciatingly painful, depending on one's personal opinion towards the current state of the all but completely dead franchise. That's what this really comes down to for me. I grew up loving Star Wars. And it's funny because even the prequels now, which got a bad rap at the time, kind of have a little bit of nostalgia to them. And even for me, they do, because while they're not great and they certainly have their problems, they still do feel like Star Wars in a sense. Whereas the new Star Wars, the Disney Star Wars stuff, the J.J. Abrams stuff, other than that first season of The Mandalorian, it just doesn't really feel like Star Wars to me. Even The Mandalorian season 3 felt nothing like season 1. So that's how far away from the feel of Star Wars we're getting as far as I'm concerned. So I have very little excitement over really anything anything Disney, Star Wars related. My biggest hope is that they just farm these IPs out at some point. They just say, screw it. We're not even making money. We're spending billions and billions of dollars on these movies and TV shows. Disney Plus subscriptions are going down. This isn't really helping our bottom line other than whatever toys we can sell and whatnot. So I expect to either see that eventually or just see 1,000 shows marketing Grogu to sell toys. That's what I see coming. Again, my friends, don't forget to bookmark boundingintocomics.com. Check out all the great articles. Check out this article by Spencer Bakuli again for the full breakdown. And again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of the great content from the team here at Bounding Into Comics.